like everybody else in New Zealand. And obviously, I also condemn, and everybody who has a heart in its right place must do that, and they are doing that. But I would like to say something about this beautiful nation, this beautiful country called New Zealand. It was never on my it was never on my list that there are countries that you want to visit, and there countries that you never think that you would ever go to see. After this incident, apart from other things that it has brought up the whole humanity together. It has shown the entire world, the people who actually were we Muslims were actually living in a concentration camp of the jargons and all the rhetorics about Muslims being terrorists. And this lady, I call her Queen of Hearts, and that's enough to describe her, because I really don't have any other words to describe her. She's just like Princess Diana, the Queen of Heart. And I think that this year's Nobel Prize should go to Jucinda. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, but if I'm not, please forgive me. I do have an accent, and I've never heard this beautiful name before. You are actually, what you and your nation has done is actually just not broke the barrier around the word Islam and the Muslims, who were actually literally living in a concentration camp imposed by Bush and his father, and Trump, by the rhetorics they have given after 9/11, which I, like everybody else, think it was it was inside job, and it was just created to tarnish Islam and to make life difficult for the rest of Muslims. And actually what it has done in the past as well, that people started reading Quran, and Islam spread, and same thing happened. But what is difference between this incident and the other? People were so scared. Other prime ministers, including all the leaders, the kings and the queens and the prime ministers and the presidents of the Muslim Ummah, has never had the guts to actually come forward and say those things that this beautiful lady has said and this beautiful nation has done. I was really, the way they stood, they all, I don't cover, and, a Christian, Lucinda, or whatever her faith is, she has brought, this, we call it wata in Pakistani Urdu, but this scarf, and I wanted to wear it today just because, it's Friday, it's a holy day, and it's a day of mourning, and it's a day of the burials of the shahadas, the shaheeds of the terrorist, who should not be called by his name. And I also would like to say one thing to Bush, who actually, it was a Freudian slip, as I say. He did mention after the 9/11, it's a crusade, and then he took it back. But it was like to say, there's no such thing as a slip of a tongue. It was a Freudian slip, and that brought all this trouble to the entire world. But he basically wanted to kill this word jihad and shaheed. Okay, this is, I tell you, what, and I'm sure other the scholars and the people who knows more than I do, they know that jihad is actually about not the American jihad. The jihad means that you actually fight against injustice, inequality, evil, and in the way of Allah. So Allah, what does Allah say? Allah say that you do not accept inequality, you do not pass by. There are three degrees of jihad. you fight with your own self, the negativity inside you, not just the negativity, but sometimes like we have different desires of evil. So you fight against yourself. You do check yourself. You do check yourself if you have prejudices, or you have hate against other human beings, or you are you think you're not being fair to others. So that's one kind of jihad, which is a loss, which is, I think, very important. And then the second one is you fight with your hands, with with your tongue, with your hand. And the last one is you do not like it in your heart. So that is jihad. Trump, Bush, and Bush's father, who's dead anyway. So you are evil people. I really want the justice, the International Court of Justice, or any international peace body to actually do bring Satan Yahoo. You know who Satan Yahoo is, the squatter of a land of Palestinians, and I do not accept that a place called Shitra Hell, excuse my French, and Satan Yahoo, Bush, Trump, and Bush's father, all these people who actually have been doing so much evil and damages to the entire humanity. Because now I don't want to use the word Muslim after what I saw in New Zealand, because it's no us and them. We are all one human being. So Muslims did not come from Mars just after your 9/11. We are dying every day. So this jihad that you create, the word that you wanted to tarnish and finish from, it will never finish. And this gentleman, I'm so sorry, because he's just a hero and I'm so much in a shock, but I'll do another video for this gentleman, and he's a real hero from Pakistan. And that old sweet little we call Baba. Baba means an old like uncle. Okay, in my culture, Islamic culture and Pakistani culture, we do not take name for elderly people. So that Baba from Afghanistan, who came to Pakistan, and he came to New Zealand to have a nice, he just welcomed that stupid idiot, sad terrorist into the masjid, and he was killed. Obviously he's Shaheed, that's jihad, and that's Shaheed. And the other gentleman, the Pakistani man, and his son, he did what he did. He gave his life to save lives of others. Beside that, he sacrificed. The biggest thing in your life, or the biggest tragedy in the world, is what? Losing a son, a child. And he did that. And that is something I really cannot understand how people like him can do that. And it's incredible, and it's just very heart touching. And that brought me to think about jihad myself. And I'm not scared of you, Mr. Bush or Trump or whoever you are. I would also be fighting against injustice now. I will again be giving my life. I don't think even if you put a gun against my head, I can kill anyone. Even if you're trying to kill me, I don't know about that, but I will be standing. I have been doing that in the past. I'm an activist in a very small domain. I'm no one, I'm a commoner, but what I'm doing is just being on a human. But I'll try more. I'll try an effort. I'll try to be more of a Muslim and a good human by doing more of the work that I've been doing in the past. And I will be trying to save somebody's life. And if I die, I'll go to heaven, inshallah, Jannah. And that's shahada. Shahada doesn't mean what these idiots have been trying to tell the whole world. This is shahada. This is jihad. Okay, bear this in your stupid mind, Trump. That is jihad, and you should learn from Prime Minister Lucinda. And I also would like to thank the entire nation, beautiful nation, the Christians. They were actually looking after the Muslims while they were praying and everything. But now I would like to say something to the to the people, that why don't we all start, this is a model country. It reminds me of the Makkah, the model of Makkah, when Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the last messenger of Allah, came to, his life was made difficult by the Arabs, the pagans in Makkah. So he migrated to Medina, and the beauty I saw, the way these New Zealanders showed their, offered their ride to the safe places, the way they held them. It reminded me of the people of Makkah. That's a Makkah model, not the one Mr. Imran Khan you've been talking about. Okay, that's a model of, actually, New Zealand for 1 week became the model of a Makkah model, and the people of New Zealand became the people of Medina, who gave the people of Medina gave half of their properties, half of their utensils, half of the homes, and half of their living stock to the people who migrated from Makkah to Medina, and that was beautiful. And that's what I saw amongst the New Zealanders. They're not Muslims. They are not. Some of them are Jewish, Christians, and they're all human beings. And I just love you. I really do. And I want to come and visit you guys. And I would like you to welcome to our world of us, like any country you would like, but I would like to invite you to Pakistan and, other places like Emirates and I don't know about Afghanistan when it becomes safe, but do come to Pakistan, Iran, and other places, and you'll see the Muslim hospitality as well. But thank you so much for your hospitality. So for the rest of the world, and people here in Britain who are, some of them are actually not very nice people, and I hope and I pray to Allah that He guide them to the right path, and He also guide this the sadist, the sadist, this a terrorist, and I don't want him to die. I really want to Lucinda or somebody to present him with a copy of Holy Quran, and the best. Revenge. I don't believe in revenge, but I do believe in, you can't just let people like him be in the community because they are not safe for the community. So I would like him to read Holy Quran. If he has a ounce of humanity in him, he might actually feel bad about what he's done, and that will be he'll be feeling guilty, and the guilt is the worst thing you have to live with, and I maybe he will live with it for the rest of his life. Maybe he'll become a good man, maybe not, but actually before a sentence, he's sentenced to something, I don't know what they have decided to do, he should be offered a holy book of Quran, and he should, in English or language of his, if he can read, so that he know what Islam is about and what he's done, and give him a chance and let him know what he's done, and that will be a very good revenge, and let him go on the guilt trip and realize what he's done, and it did not serve his purpose, his goal. But there are lots of people who are actually, like in India, they're celebrating this, and I don't understand why people do that. There are some people in, there has been so many attacks in UK over the mosques, and what are these people are trying to do? Can't they see they cannot divide us? Not anymore. Even now, more so ever now. We are all united. We are one humanity, and we're going to help and stand up for each other. But I also request the government of UK and other countries, like they have policing in some Jewish areas in UK. They have private policing. If they can, I don't know if private policing is actually offered by the government of UK or they do it themselves. But this is something a food for thought, because we are not we don't feel really safe in UK right now. Our children can be attacked. I can be attacked. I'm a woman, and there's some old people, and at least provide some sort of like policing, if not private policing, to the masjids. And I would like to request to the entire mankind, humankind, to please do not call our masjids mosques. It reminds me of mosquito.